So, we all know what a game beta is, right? It's supposed to be a testing phase, a way for players to help developers try things early out and, just give common feedback. And most players understand that betas are unfinished by design. There are most of the time bugs and progress that are suddenly being wiped out. It's all to be expected, but there is an unspoken rule that holds all of this kind of together, and that is that betas don't have a money system, or rather, you most of the time can't spend any money in the beta version of a game. When players are allowed or even encouraged to spend money during a beta version of a game, there's usually a clear reason for it, and in some cases, like Withering Waves, purchases during the beta were enabled specifically so developers could test whether the monetization system worked smoothly under real conditions. In other cases, games make a different promise. If you buy something during the beta, it will carry over to the full release. That way, players know their money isn't wasted, and that appeared to be the case with My Leisure Time. My Leisure Time was introduced as this new cozy life simulation game, one where players could create an avatar, decorate a home, adopt pets, and enjoy relaxing activities like fishing, cooking, and even brewing coffee. And naturally, a lot of players were excited to try the beta, what the heck. It was a chance to test the game early, give feedback, and support its development. And according to the developer's own statement at the time, purchases made during the beta would carry over into the full version of the game, reassuring players that their spending was safe. Well, that was a fat ass lie. To tell the story full, My Leisure Time is a game developed by youuuu Technology, a company based in Hong Kong. The studio has been active since 2013 and has released over 35 games in roughly 12 years, with My Leisure Time ranking among their top 6 titles in terms of performance. As I said earlier, the game positioned itself as this casual, cozy life simulation experience featuring home decoration, character customization, and relaxed activities designed for mainly low pressure play. Since its official release on December 25th, the game has reportedly generated over $50,000 in revenue and surpassed 200,000 downloads. On the App Store, it currently holds a 4.3 rating, with many reviews appearing to be positive. And in-app purchases range from $299 to as high as $100, which on its own isn't unusual for a mobile game in this genre. So nothing looks fishy, right? Like everything looks quite normal to me. It has good revenue, many downloads, positive reviews. Well, the problem lies with the people who played before the official release. As you can see, the reviews are quite recent. They are only from people who have played since the official release. Online, though, people who played the beta version of the game, or also called the Beacon server, had a very different opinion, and it mainly started with the monetization system. During the beta, players would given official information explaining what the test was, how it would work, and most importantly, what would happen to their accounts once the beta ended. In one of the Q&As, people asked the question, will account data be saved after the test ends? In which the admin of the Discord server responded with, account data will be retained in the Beacon server. Or in other words, your data wouldn't be gone when the official server went online. This is quite important because you could buy items during the beta version of My Leisure Time. But not even months later, the admin posted another update, stating that they wanted to make sure there was no confusion and to clarify some key points. In this update, you can literally read, quote unquote, notes, progress from the warm cottage test, the beta version, will not carry over to the official server, however, eligible recharge during the event period will be rebated as Shelly coins according to the rules. Along with the statement, there was an extra image stating that if you played on the Beacon server, your progress would be saved, and another section of the official server stating that their progress from the OBT would not be saved. So what is it now? Is it saved or not? Because it's extremely confusing in my opinion, and you can clearly see from the reaction to the messages that people were not happy about this, mainly because you could spend real money during the beta believing it would carry over as they were told, especially when the promise was made clearly and then suddenly changed. Like, what for joke is this? And it didn't make it any better that the beacon server could also be in the future deleted, since we can't really trust our words anyway. And normally, this might not have been an issue because you can get a refund, until players were informed that their data would only be retained if they downloaded a separate APK file outside of the Google Play Store. For many players, this wasn't immediately raised concerns, because APK files installed outside the official app stores are not covered by the same protections, warnings, or refund systems, and Google generally discourages side-loading apps due to security and policy risks. Being able to install an external APK in order to keep progress, especially in a game that had already accepted real money purchases, fundamentally changed how players viewed the situation. Of course, the game got a lot of backlash from the beta players, and in another update, they stated again that, regarding the concerns most players care about whether Beacon server data can be merged into the official server, we fully understand your desire to sync your test progress to the official environment. Your passion and dedication resonate deeply with us. However, after detailed evaluation and discussion by our technical team, progress from the test server cannot be synchronized to the official server in the short term or foreseeable future due to technical limitations, and the reasons are as follow. And as they gave a bunch of reasons, but at the end of the day, people who spend the money inside of the beta version won't get their purchased stuff inside of the official server. So the developers made up by giving them a couple of Shelly coins, or which is around 120 and some other kind of stuff, which again is absolutely nothing since you can't do anything with Shelly coins, or rather, the currency cannot be used on stuff that you can purchase with real money. And the beta players were kind of really mad about this. The Discord server got so much backlash and hate that so many people got kicked or banned from the server. And inside of the rules themselves, it is clearly mentioned that you cannot be talking about refunds or payments. Or in other words, they don't want other people to know. Whether it was intentional or not, the result is kind of the same. A growing number of people and players felt silenced. What a way to start a fandom, to be fair. I made this video mainly because I wanted to spread awareness to the people, since there are a lot of paid ads by My Leisure Time or YouTube, for example. And yeah, that's kind of it. Yeah, that's it.